Hi everyone, this is Terence Tan, the Impossible Investor. Market has gone down the third day in a row. All right, market started last night with a good hope over here because the S&P 500 actually opened upwards. All right, it corrected a little bit to the flat level before charging all the way up to almost 50 points higher. But midday, the selling started, the selling resumed over here, and so basically what we have right now is the tune of the music has really changed in the markets, where every bounce up is actually being sold into right now. So it's very clear that the quants over here and the big boys are actually in a sell mode for the near term and the short term right now. So you can see a lot of bounce right now is actually an opportunity for you to start making some profits on, and where else for every dip right now there's also opportunities out there, or good ones out there, that where you can actually get into during the dips as well. Now I'll be covering that in today's video later as I get to the computer side. But what I really want to do over here is to highlight to all of you that, hey, now is the time to beware. There's a lot of fear going on in the market. The volatility has stayed high throughout all week over here, which is again another change of the tune in terms of the music that has been playing for so long so far right now. So yes, there are opportunities, but you need to know where to look for them and where to hunt them down. All right, make sure you do all this by taking care of your risk. All right, so make sure your hindsight is always in check before you do anything right now. So I'll catch you on the computer terminal later on when I'm done with my gym session. All right, so I'm just going to catch the gym right now, and then I'm going to catch you later in the next part of the video. All right, see you. Alright everyone, welcome back. So I'm on the computer right now, so let's go hunting for some possible trades and deals that we may have in today's market today. Now, so market is weak right now, so there are two ways to play the markets in terms of how you can do it safely. First, make sure every trade that you take right now has what we call a controlled risk environment. That means you basically cap your losses in every trade that you do. With stocks, it may actually be a little bit difficult right now because cut losses are probably going to be gapped over unless you're doing what we call a day trade over here, where you get in only when the market opens and then you set your cut losses and make sure you close them by the end before the end of the day. But as option sellers over here, or option traders, you get that luxury to be able to cap your risk with certain strategies that you deploy, and based on your outlook on the stock. I'm not going to cover that in this video over here, but I'll cover it in my future videos as I'll be doing. So do subscribe to the channel if you're not yet done so, so you'll be updated when I actually post content on some option strategies that you can limit your risk as well as participate in some profit opportunities. Now, so let's get into the screeners that we have. Now, so for me right now, what I'll do is I'll look for opportunities first to get on the long side, because barring not, a lot of good stocks over here have been sold off, and they've been sold off really hard. So what I want to do is I want to do some bargain hunting, but I'm not going to stay for long, which means all I'm looking for is actually just a quick bounce from the sell-off right now. So the first thing I'm going to look at is for great companies over here that has been sold hard, really hard, and it's been sold as though it's not worth a single cent right now. So I'm just playing for a quick rebound over here, and going through the list, Oracle has been something that we talked about over here. Impossible investors have already gotten in on a trade. We did an option sell that expires on Friday tomorrow, and the position is sitting pretty well right now. So all things look good. So this is one play where we look for a strong rebound over here after a good company has been sold hard. Now, since I've done Oracle, I'm not going to cover that in this video today, but we're going to go on looking for other great companies. Another one that I see over here is probably Big Lots. Now, if you're not familiar with Big Lots, it's in the same industry as Walmart and Target. So they're basically hyperstores, but they're not the top two. They are belonging to the third tier and fourth tier over here. But if we look at, we can click through the chart over here. And what we can see is they have been one who has suffered, right, where the stock has been sold hard off the marks over here. All right, but the interesting thing is right now it is sitting at the breakout point. This breakout was probably due to good earnings that the company announced. So at this breakout point over here is definitely a great place to establish some what we call capped risk long opportunities. So we'll probably be looking at selling some put options over here on big lots. Now, so another really strong part about the screener that we built into over here is as our users of the screeners, you could actually just enter in the companies that you're looking at, and the screener will actually scan out trades based on the returns that you're looking for on the stocks that you're given. So let's say if I'm looking for big right now, and if I'm looking to sell put options with a strike that it's say $22 and below, all right, so I'm going to choose BIG and I'm going to enter the strike below $22. And I'm going to tell this trade screener right now what's my targeted return on a per annum basis, right? And once I've set all that, it basically goes out there and starts hunting. Right, it hunts down all the different expiry dates and all the possible strike price that I can be doing out there for the returns that I'm targeting. Right, so I can really be looking at selling some 20 strike put options over here for the month of March or the month of April, right, and look to pocket somewhere along the lines of 70 cents in premium to $1.05 in premium. Right now, then before doing these trades, I will go around setting and deciding how I want to cap my losses before I actually go ahead and sell them. Right, but when you do so, you need to actually know how to leave room as well to be able to capitalize or close the trade early for profits if you do get the sharp bounce and the big bounce when the market turns around very quickly. Right now, so BIG is one trade we've quickly found from the screener. Let's go on over here and see what else is interesting on the list. Another company that I've quickly identified over here is really Expedia. Right now, Expedia, it's a great company that is actually on our list as well. Right now, so when we click through the charts, all right, what you see right now is also Expedia being sold hard. All right. And it's sold hard, but nowhere near the last time around at end November, where it's around the 95 strike mark over here. All right, but this led me to quickly think of other stocks that are on our list. They are pretty much operating in the same industry, which is airlines and tourism. Right, and that brings me quickly to this airline company over here called Southwest. Right, you may not be familiar with Southwest, but it's an American airline, and it's been one of the most shrewd capital allocator in terms of airlines being run. All right, so just a quick look over here. If we go to Morningstar, one of the hallmarks that I want to see when I identify great companies to put in my IMP list over here is really revenue. Right, and you can see Southwest being in the airline industry, which has been really competitive. All right, has stellar sales revenue over the last 10 years. Right now, they have been able to they've been capable of increasing their sales revenue over the last 10 years, and that's definitely not something that's easy to be done in a highly competitive airline industry. Right, so that's just one of the two fundamentals that we look at, which can be done really quickly. Right, but that gives you the power of knowing that you're going into only the best and great companies out there in the markets. Right, but what I like over here is I see what I see in Southwest, right, compared to Expedia. Right, so in Southwest over here, I'm definitely going to be looking for some options to sell in terms of the put options over here to capitalize on perhaps a quick bounce back towards the $51 level, right? And that's where I'll be looking to close the trades as well. Right now, so that's two great opportunities over here on the long side together with Oracle that we've taken earlier this week. Right now, how about on the short side? Right now, that means when we do get a bounce over here, or we're looking for the next sell-off in the markets, because as I said earlier, players are now looking to sell off into short rallies and rebounds right now. So I'll be looking for companies that have really not suffered in terms of the sell-off that has taken place so far. Right now, and one company that have led me to right now in terms of what I've seen so far is really eBay. Right now, so eBay over here has we've gone down a little bit from 39, the high of 39 to right now about 37. All right, but if you compare it to the rest of the stocks that you've seen right now so far, it's not really suffered. all right, coupled with an MACD that is now crossing down below, all right, and yet to hit oversold levels, all right, so we could actually see this stock, selling off hard again. But I'll be looking to establish some short positions with options, of course, and capped risk as well, right, at when it bounces back up towards the 37.50 levels. Right. Apart from that, you could also look at Shopify if you have deeper pockets. Right. Shopify has not really suffered as well. Yes, it's hit a high, right, but it's really only come off this mark and it's not broken down its 50-day moving average yet. Right now, but what we want to do is we want to look for a bounce back upwards towards the $500 level. All right, before the next round of selling really comes into the marketplace. All right, so if that happens, I'll be looking to establish some short trades with capped risk, with options on Shopify as well. All right, so these are two quick short side trades that I'll be looking at in the financial sector. Actually, if you're really looking into capitalizing on a quick bounce as well, all right, the oil industry has really suffered. Right, that's one industry and stocks that really suffered and sold off even before the impact has hit the market. Right, so since January has begun, we've seen like big oil companies like XOM sold off from $70 level right now down to about $53 level. Right, so that's a hard sell no matter how you look at it. Right, so if you believe that the fundamentals are right or you want an opportunistic trade over here, right, you could take what we call a cap risk long trade with options or put options specifically as sellers on the upside for XOM over here. Right now, if you're not so keen to individual stocks on oil industry, you could look at oil in general, just oil prices in terms of USO. All right, which is an ETF on the oil prices. Right, so oil prices has pretty much come down hard as well. Right now it's sitting about $10, which is a new low over here in the last 6 months. Right, so if you believe it's going to do a quick bounce over here, you could do an option sell, which has a strike of about $10. So that's pretty much good support level as we can see on the chart so far. All right, but make sure you do so with cap risk and also leaving room with possible profit opportunities once the quick bounce come about. Right now, so these are just some quick opportunities that we want to look at in the marketplace, but do be very careful when you go about in the markets right now, because as we can see, markets were up to the tune of almost 50 points in midday yesterday before selling hard, and we see the S&P closing negligibly down about 10 points, right? But the pre-markets right now, as I'm doing this recording, about 4 p.m. Singapore time, which is plus 8 GMT, it's already down another 30 points. So if we're going to get another big sell-off day over here, we may get a quick relief bounce midday. So look out for these counters, or we start off with a big sell-off. Look out for the long side opportunities as well, if you like what we covered in this video, or if you're part of our community right now looking for new trades to establish and put your capital into. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do remember to subscribe or stay tuned for the next market updates and opportunities that I'll be looking to put up in my YouTube channel. All right, this is Terence Tan, the I'm Possible Investor, signing off today over here. The 20, if I'm not wrong over here, it's gonna be the 27th of February over here. All right, now have a great day, happy trading, but make sure you stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.